So you want to fly for free. Of course you do. You clicked on the thumbnail of a guy in business class, so that means you're either broke, curious, or both. No judgment. I was all three at one point. Now here's the deal. In the next 10 to 20 minutes, whatever my editor gets this down to, I'm going to teach you how credit card points actually work. I'm going to teach you how to use them, how to earn them, and which cards you should get if you're just starting out from zero. There's going to be no filler in this video. This is not a one-piece episode, so you're not going to be getting a 20-minute background story of how I got into credit card points or my journey with credit card points. This is literally going to be a condensed version, so let's just get into it. Every travel point on Earth falls into two buckets. Bucket one, you have your overarching credit card points. That's going to be your American Express, Chase, Capital One, Bilt, you know, the big boys. There's more to it, but that's like what I can think of off the top of my head. And in bucket number two, you're going to have specific points. These are going to be your airline cards, hotel cards. An example of this would be like Marriott, Delta, the store card your mom signed you up for when you were a kid. Now, I'm not going to explain which cards earn what yet. That's going to be at the end of this video, and no, don't skip there because none of that will make sense without what I'm going to tell you first. Here's going to be rule number one for you guys. If you remember nothing else from this video, make sure you remember this. If you have a choice, always go for the overarching credit cards. Always. They're flexible, they transfer almost anywhere, and they don't handcuff you to one airline that's some kind of loyalty hostage. Now, before I teach you how to earn points, let me teach you how to use them. It sounds backward, but trust me, you want to learn like this. First, make sure to open up your credit card app. This could, again, the overarching credit cards. So your American Express, Chase, Capital One, whatever you got. And somewhere in that app is going to be a rewards or a membership tab. I'll have a couple of them on screen right now. You're going to see a bunch of options. You're going to see the option for cash back, gift cards, statement credits, a bunch of travel portals. You know, like if you have American Express, you're going to have the Amex travel portal, the Chase travel portal, Capital One travel portal, whatever. Make sure, and this is key, make sure you ignore all of it. Pretend those buttons don't exist. They are there for people who pretend that Chili's is fine dining. The only words you should be looking for are transfer points, transfer partners, something along those lines. That's it. Literally, congratulations. You now know more than 90% of people holding a Sapphire card right now. Now, that gets you about 50% of the way there, and the other 50% is just not being an idiot, which statistically might be harder for some of you guys. But Tony, how do I know what a good deal is? Great question, imaginary viewer. The whole game is one phrase, value per point. Every point is worth a certain amount of cash, and your job is to squeeze the most out of each one. Here's an example. A flight costs 60,000 points, but it's only $300 in cash. That's absolute trash. But the same 60,000 points getting you a business class seat that costs like $4,000 in cash. Now that's a good deal. That's like what you're kind of trying to look for with these flights. Even a ticket that's like, say, 120,000, but that's worth $7,000 for the one way is definitely worth it. But yeah, that's the deal. That's literally what you're looking for. That's the whole point of this game that these companies are trying to get you to play. So now, how do you find these deals? What you can do is, this is a really good tip. You can load up a tool like seats.aero or point.me. If you have an American Express card, by the way, go to point.me/Amex and it's free. These tools are great, but honestly, my favorite method, and this is how I do it, I am literally a caveman. Say, for example, I'm going anywhere. I just go to the transfer partners of whatever credit card I have, and I just look one by one. I literally look one by one to see if they have a route for my dates. Yeah, I know, you might be wondering, you do this shit one by one? Guys, I never said this would be fun. Do you want the free flight or not? Now, let's do an example. Say you want to fly from Chicago to Tokyo, which, great choice, by the way. I plan trips to Japan for a living, so, you know, link in bio for more info. But anyway, step one in order to do this type of thing, figure out which points you have, whether it be American Express, Chase, whatever. Number two, open up that transfer partners list that I was talking about earlier. Say you want to fly to Japan, like I was talking about. On American Express, that's going to be ANA or Air Canada. On Chase, you're going to have United, Air Canada, and on Capital One, you've got JL, which is just added brand new into the system. So you can literally choose anything. A key step here is don't go hunting for partners that aren't in your portal. If you've got an American Express card, that's your ecosystem. That's what you've got to work with. Don't try and go outside of that. Very simple for you. It doesn't exist. Now, step three, what you're going to want to do next. Make accounts on all of these airline programs and start running award searches for different dates, different routings, and keep searching until you find a deal that would work for you, like one of those 60,000 or 120,000 point deals. Usually, by a rule of thumb, anything that's above 150,000 points, I don't consider as a deal. The reason I say 150,000 points is because some routings are really tricky to find, and you know, sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet and pay the extra points. What would you rather pay? Fly economy, which is shit, or go and pay $8,000 for a ticket? I'm gonna be honest, I'd pay the 150,000 points any day of the year. But anyways, keep searching until you find a number that doesn't insult you to your face. So now I'm going to show you guys how I would look for an award flight. So first I will go to seats.aero, and I know it's a little bit different from my method, but I would go to seats.aero first because usually that's the best way to kind of get a feel for what's out there. And another pro tip for you actually while I'm looking at flights here is make sure you either book really close from today's date. Say today is the June 9th. That's the day I'm recording this video. Either you want to book 30 days from today or you want to book a year out in advance. So right now we're going to be looking at 30 days from June 9th. Right now I see something on July 14th. As you can see in business class, there's a lot of stuff. So we're just going to go check it out. And you can see it's on Qantas, Air France, JAL. The first thing I'm going to do, of course, is to check, oh my God, 55,000 points. It's an estimate, but who knows? Maybe I could get lucky. It could be there. But anyway, I went on the website, and as you can see, it's not fun. Like, this stuff is not fun to do. I went on the website and I had to log in. It was a pretty exhausting process. And after I did all the login, the website was just down. That's part of searching for awards. If you book cash, you're never going to have to deal with that. But if you book awards, you're going to have to deal with that. So what I do next, I go and I find my Qantas login. I log in and then I go and look for that same flight. Now it's not there on the July 13th. You can see that it's not there. What do we do here? We got to think outside the box here. What do we do? First things first, we filter it. We go to cabin, we filter it by business, and then we'll actually see some real results. Again, seats.aero is not accurate. You can see, like, from my POV, seats.aero is a totally inaccurate website, but they do have a flight on July 14th for 130,000 points. And honestly, you know, I want to just fly out that day. Most of the time, I actually might consider taking that flight. Now, it is with a connection. It's not the best flight. Either way, you're in business class and it's on American Airlines. So this is not the best deal. I'm going to be honest. There's better deals out there, but this is something I can find because I'm a pro. I can find this shit in like half an hour. Whereas I expect you guys to take like at least 2 to 5 hours to find a decent flight. Another pro move that you should consider, repositioning flights. If your local airport has nothing, make sure to book a cheap flight to a major hub like JFK, LAX, DFW, or O'Hare, and essentially catch the points flight from there. Rich people do this constantly, so now you know. Fair warning, you're gonna find a lot of bad deals before you find a good one. It takes practice, again. But if you guys want a full deep dive on deal hunting, like a real full in-depth video on it, make sure to comment below because that topic really deserves its own dedicated video, and I'll happily make it for you guys. I don't mind. I have the time to sit here and make these videos all day. But overall, the formula is simple. Go to your portal, transfer partners, find the flight first, transfer the points after, book, and then fly for free. I know, easier said than done, but that's the formula. Another thing, since this is a basic points video, I assume you guys don't know how to use points. Do not transfer the points before you made the flight. I'm going to repeat that. I know I said I wasn't going to repeat things, but I'm going to repeat that. Do not transfer the points before you found the flight because transfers are one way and the points won't come back to your overarching credit card account. That mistake has probably made grown men cry before. I'm not going to lie. You can probably find some Reddit people being like, oh my God, I transferred my points. How do I get them back? Now, a quick word on hotel bookings because this video says how to use points. So I'm going to talk a little bit about hotels. Using your overarching points for hotels is generally not worth it. Hotel redemptions are more of an advanced move, and whether booking is quote unquote worth it depends on your situation, which you won't be able to judge until you really got your reps in with points. Like for me, if I'm a little light on liquidity at the moment, but I still want to book something like Park Hyatt in Tokyo or Park Hyatt in Cabo, points can really make that happen for you. That's a me problem with a me solution. You'll get there, but today is not the day. Moving on. You know how to use points now. Let's get you some. There's gonna be two main ways for that: spending money and sign-up bonuses. There are other accelerators, of course, like Rakuten, the Built Portal, not the Built credit card, the Built Portal, stuff like that. But honestly, that's another dedicated video for points accelerators. Again, enough demand, I'll make it. Spending is actually pretty simple here. That's why I left it for the second part of the video, because most cards give you like around 1 point per dollar spent. And of course, there's gonna be more in bonus categories like dining. Some cards give you 2 points on everything. Fine, whatever. But here's where I can hear you guys doing the math out loud. Tony, I only spend $2,000 a month. I'm never, ever getting a free business class flight. Little brother, relax. Tony's got you. Nobody points savvy is earning flights off of raw spend. The real engine is the sign-up bonuses. That's the chunk of points a card hands you just for opening it and then hitting the minimum spend in the first few months. And these are not a small amount of points. We're talking like 60,000 points, 75,000, sometimes 100,000 plus points just from one card. So pretty much you get a free flight just from spending a couple $1,000s. The catch though, like I said, is the minimum spend. So most likely you'll get a variation of something like spend 4,000 in 3 months, get 60,000 points. Something like that is like pretty typical. Now, since you're watching the channel, I assume you're a baller and 4 grand for you is a Tuesday. But if it's not, here's a pretty simple trick. Make sure you time your application around money you were gonna spend anyway. For example, you wanna book a trip, you wanna pay a deposit, you wanna buy some furniture, and if you're gonna pay your taxes, yeah, you can pay your taxes on a credit card, by the way. But yeah, just do that. Time it around a big expense. But yes, the fact that the IRS can take your money and you can earn a free vacation out of it, I'm not gonna lie. What a country to live in, right? And one rule that people ignore and regret, make sure to use your points, guys. This is not like opening a savings account. Like, your points will exponentially lose value while they sit there. They are a depreciating asset, probably worse than a car. Literally, I'd rather buy a really bad car that depreciates like a Range Rover than park my points somewhere. Use them. Here's an example. American Express used to transfer Emirates at a 1-to-1 ratio, and now they transfer to 1 to 0.8 ratio. Business class deals that used to be at 60,000, 75,000 are climbing pretty fast. Like Air France now, a good deal now on Air France is 130 to 180,000 points. Like right now, as of today, every single day that's today, the points that are in your account are the most valuable they'll ever be, because corporations are greedy. They don't want people traveling on these points because that's everybody losing money except the big corporations. And if you can't travel, I know I said this early in the video, just cash them out. Just cash them out. Put them for statement credit. Put them on your bank account. Just cash out the points. Now, I promised, let's talk about cards. First, you need to know the Chase 524 rule. This is a basic rule. That's why it's in this video. Normally, I wouldn't include it, but I thought I needed to include this rule because I don't want you guys to be blindsided. Here's the 524 rule. Chase will not approve you for their cards if you've opened 5 or more cards from any bank in the last 24 months. So the strategy pretty much writes itself. Get your Chase cards first, and in the first 2 years, knock out 2 or 3 Chase cards, and then go wild on every other card. So here are 3 cards that I would go for if you didn't ever get them yet. First, the Chase Sapphire Preferred. I think it's the best first card in the game right now. It's a catch-all card, it has 3x on dining, and the annual fee is only $95, which is basically a rounding error for what it unlocks. Right now, the current bonus, they have an elevated bonus of 75,000 points after $5,000 to spend in 3 months. Number 2, the American Express Gold. It costs more. I think it takes you further than the Chase Sapphire Preferred. I don't know if I would have this card year after year. I canceled mine personally, but for the first year, get it. It gives you 4x on food, which if you eat out like a normal person under 35 is really, really good. And currently the current bonus is up to, there's a keyword, up to 100,000 points after 8,000 in 6 months. This bonus fluctuates. I don't have a link for you guys to do it, but if you guys want to find a link off of someone, try and get it. Shouldn't be too hard. And lastly, the Capital One Venture X. It's one of the best cards out there because it's not a coupon book like a lot of these other cards. It's $395 annual fee, but you can get $300 back from booking from their travel portal. I know I said to ignore their travel portal, but when you're booking cash, compare travel portals. Again, even if you're using a travel advisor, I don't care if people compare my rates to their own credit card travel portals because my rates usually beat them up every time, but you want to book through your travel portal, do it, especially if you have credit to use with them. And also, Capital One, actually, about their travel website, they actually have a really good flights program. Like, I love using them for flights. They have a better deal usually than booking direct, so make sure you check out their flights if you have the credit. Anyway, you get 2x points on everything you buy, and it's a really, really good catch-all card. I think from my recollection or my notes here, it looks like the bonus is 75,000 points after $4,000 in 3 months. Now, one thing to keep in mind, as you're gonna be more and more familiar with the credit card game, treat it like a video game build. Like, you'll have one specialty for each type of spend. For example, one card for dining, one for groceries, one for rent, one for, I don't know, here's some weird ass subscriptions. I don't need to know them. Either way, you wanna just level up as you go. I personally, in my wallet, at one point, I think I had like 10 cards. You're gonna wanna do that too. All right, guys, last thing, and then I'll let you guys go. So if you watched this whole video and thought, God fucking damn, man, this shit is so complicated, I don't want to deal with it myself. Well, lucky for you guys, with this video, I'm launching a brand new service where I will literally sit with you guys until a points flight is booked. All you got to do is tell me the amount of points that you have and where you want to go. First, I'll tell you if it's possible or not. And then what we'll do is we'll hop on a consultation call and I'll literally help you guys figure out like the best flight to go to, and we'll get something booked for you guys. Now, there is a fee that usually comes with this, but if you're already one of my active clients, I'll actually waive the fee entirely for you. And why should you care about that? Well, usually when you book through me, it doesn't cost you a penny more than when you're booking direct already. And at good properties, you usually get a $100 credit. You usually get free upgrades if they're available, and you get early check-in, late checkout, as well as another whole suite of benefits. So there's literally no downside to you guys. If you guys are interested, my email is on screen and in the description. And I'm not gonna lie, that is objectively the best deal you're gonna find in this video. Now, thanks for watching, and peace out, guys.